Hi guys, PJ here, and today I'm taking a look at all the options and settings in Prey. Now, I will just point out I bought this game on day one when it was first released. However, maybe it's due to running a full AMD system, I don't know, but I've had no end of problems getting it working. I had a lot of times where it'd boot and then just crash back to the desktop, or just a black screen, etc. So, hence we're a bit late to the party with this one. You know, a couple of weeks have gone by since its first launch. And as you may have spotted by now, for the eagle-eyed ones among you, my UI isn't sort of functioning correctly. It's a bit glitched. The menus and options there, I've loaded it a couple of times and faffed around with it, but I still seem to be getting this glitch. I did solve my crash to desktop problem as soon as the AMD drivers updated. So I'm currently running the beta drivers that have come out, and I will list the driver number in the comments below, so that obviously if you're running an AMD system you know it works on this specific driver set. Because it seemed funny that when AMD updated the drivers I did get this game to work. I say work, well, fairly work, apart from the little glitches that we got there. But yeah, if you want to see console footage of this before we start, I've also got that listed. I've done some Xbox One and PS4 footage, so you can have a quick look at that if you're interested in playing it on console. However, just quickly off the bat, if you do have access to a sort of mid-range and above gaming PC with sort of 3 GB of VRAM or more, I highly recommend you go that route for this particular game. The fluidity of the extra FPS, you know, as opposed to 30 FPS lock on the consoles, you're going to go probably 60 or above on PC. It is worth it. The game was designed on PC first and it was ported down to the consoles. And when I say ported down, yes, I do even mean to the PS4 Pro. You will get a much nicer looking game and a much nicer experience playing this game on PC. And believe me when I say I'm not a PC elitist, I'll game on anything. To me, a gaming device is a tool to get the job done. So I'll game on anything, Xbox, PlayStation or PC. But this particular game, definitely play it on PC if you can. And if you can push the native res higher than 1080, you know, 1440p or 4K, all the better. Looks beautiful. So let's crack on with this. Go into some options. I'll go through every single option for you, including controller configs, you know, monitors, sound, and obviously the big one. I'll go through some graphic settings and run them in game for you to see what they look like. And I'll also be monitoring VRAM usage, memory usage, etc. So we'll see how we go. Onward into the menus. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into some of these options and rather messed up menu that I'm still encountering. Oh, and just quickly for anybody that's been rather sharp-eyed, yes, I have got a different t-shirt on all of a sudden, and no, it wasn't because I've got a Superman telephone booth behind me and, you know, spun around and changed all of a sudden. These videos can sometimes take me more than a day to do, so this is sort of split over a couple of days. But if you spotted that, yeah, you get the Virtual Nerd Award. Well done. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's get on with this. So, I've got to figure out some of these settings, as you can see, because they're a bit messed up. This one, gameplay, so it's like your heads-up menu by the look of it. We've got subtitles, tutorial settings. We don't want any tutorials, thank you very much. We don't want subtitles either. Vibration on the controller, yeah, we'll leave that on. Running an Xbox One controller here. We'll try it on a PS4 controller shortly. Camera bob, yep. Camera roll, okay. And hit damage markers on or off. Yeah, we'll leave those on. That's quite an interesting one. Right, what else have we got here then? Submenu, yep. So with my menus being a bit messed up here, I've got to double check what I'm clicking on. Let's hope it gets patched and sorted out. Please patch it and sort it out. Okay, if you can hear any background noise, it's because it's actually a really hot day in here in England. Yeah, that's a pretty rare thing. It's normally raining all the time, but it's really, really hot today. So my PC fans are running double time, yeah? And I've got another PC rendering in the corner there, which is also running double time. So sorry about the noise in the background there if you can hear it. Okay, so we can define all our keys. You've got your standard WSAD there. F, mouse 1, yeah, jump, sneak. Select equipped power, sprint, lean left, lean right, equip less weapon, flashlight, play audio log, scan lock, toggle inventory. There's quite a lot of keys here. We got map data status. Search container is G. Okay, that's a handy one to know. There's quite a lot of looking around this game, discovering things. I've had a quick go of it, like I say, on the consoles, and yeah, it's quite good to have a look around places or try and get to little ledges and stuff that you're not meant to get to. You will find things. So we've got arrow up, arrow down. Yeah, all makes sense, doesn't it? Num keys. Yeah, but what do they do? Maybe it's for your inventory. With my messed up UI, I can't really tell. Yeah, all the numpads there. Right, okay. Mouse settings. Invert mouse. Yep. Sensitivity. We'll leave that all as default. Main caps. This is clearly a messed up menu. Invert controller. We'll leave that alone. Controller sensitivity and force controller. Yep. Enable Steam controller. Okay, that's good. Gamepad map view. Okay, we've got an Xbox controller map here. Okay, does that mean it does or doesn't support PS4 pad? We shall try that out. Let's plug one in and have a look. As if by magic, I just happen to have a PS4 controller here. Anybody think I'd planned this? Yeah, I have. Okay, so let's plug it in. See what it does, if anything. I've had the PS4 controller plugged in on the PC before, used it for a couple of games, so it should just auto recognise it. Can we move? No. Okay. Yeah, it's default for your Xbox controller there. That's working fine. Doesn't look like... Oh, no, it's because I put the controller down. So the Xbox controller, yep, working fine. Native, no problem at all, as expected. PlayStation controller appears to not work at all. I would imagine you could get that working, you know, using a third-party device app, but natively, no, not working at all. Now, this is weird because obviously Steam say that you can run natively a PS4 controller on any of their games. So maybe I've got another bug there. I don't know. Very strange. Okay, well, we'll unplug that and carry on. Let's just take that out. Right, so what we got then? Controller sensitivity, invert controller. I wouldn't invert the controller unless it was a flying game, to be honest with you. I personally prefer flying games either way. Force controller, what's this one then? Any difference? Ooh, we got weird little imagey things come up on the sides now. No, that's completely broken. Enable Steam controller on and off, that's simple enough. Gamepad map, you can obviously reset all your buttons to do whatever you want them to do. I'm doing that right now. It is seamlessly switching between Xbox One controller and mouse. I'm sort of using both at the moment, so no problem there. Okay, we got audio. Let's have a look. Music volume, speech volume, effects volume. Can't see anything there at all for stereo or surround sound, so I'm guessing this is just stereo, nothing else. Bit of a shame there, nothing better than a nice, you know, surround sound. If you've ever experienced Battlefields, any of those in surround, they sound awesome. Alien Isolation, fantastic game if you play that on surround. Unbelievable atmosphere. Sort of hoping this game would fill that in, but sadly not. So let's go to audio. Video. This is the big E, isn't it? Monitor, yeah, I'm only running the one monitor. Obviously if you're running more there, you can choose which one you want to run. Resolution, I will run this game at everything it's preset and then we'll change everything up. Yeah, so native resolution for myself, and this is running a FX-8350 at 4.2. It's running 16 gigabytes of RAM at 1833 and an R9 290X at stock clocks. That's a 4 gigabyte card, 4 gigabyte VRAM. The game is installed on an SSD, a Samsung one, and Windows 10 Pro is installed on a Intel SSD. So we shouldn't have any, streaming issues. It should load fast enough. Everything should. Okay. Full screen mode. I would imagine we've got borderless and windowed. Yes, we have. Okay. Vsync on and off. Tend to leave that on. Brightness up and down. Yeah. Preset spec is very high. Do we have an ultra? No, we don't. Very high is the highest. So I've defaulted to the very highest setting at 1080p. Just to give you a bit of an idea, the Xbox One console runs the game at 900p with mostly high settings. Not too bad at all, looks quite nice. Obviously 30 frames per second cap. It is a locked 30 though on the Xbox One. PlayStation 4, that runs at 1080p. And so you got a native, resolution there, which is quite nice. Again, a locked 30 frames per second, so no problems there. The PlayStation Pro version has no improvements whatsoever and is in fact running with some of the reflections disabled because it's got two modes. It's got a performance mode and it's also got like a quality mode. And if you run it on performance mode, which is obviously the higher FPS, you are going to lose some of your reflections, screen space reflections. Bit of a shame, but there's only so much can sort of push in one way. Great looking game though on the consoles, just obviously they are what they are. Play it, sort of be happy with it. If you want to tweak, you buy a PC. If you want to tweak forever and try and get the game working, definitely buy a PC. So we're on defaults. Let's go advanced and have a quick look. Yeah, well, I don't think we changed anything, did we? Oh well. So object quality very high, medium, low. So there's just the four there. I would imagine it's the same for all of them. Quality of shadows very high, medium, low. Texture quality same again, no difference whatsoever. Anisotropic filtering, for like your distance and stuff as you look at things, how neat and tidy it looks as it goes into the distance. We're on max, we're on 16. Just to give you a quick idea, the console's running at 4 for this one, times 4. We're on 16 at the minute. Yeah, 4, 2. So the lowest you go is 2. There is no off. Anti-aliasing there. SMA 2TX. Okay, 1TX, 1X, FXAA, and off. Obviously there to smooth your edges out, stop you getting all the jaggies that people hate so much. Some of those solutions work better than others in all honesty, but you could try those and see which one you like the best. If you're going to run higher than 1080p and you're going to downsample it, your anti-aliasing isn't as critical because obviously you're going to do in effect a form of super sampling by running a higher resolution. So for example, if you're going to run the game at 4K, you could switch this off and you are not really going to see any difference at all on a 1080p monitor or even a 1440p because it's going to downsample to that. Depends on the power of your PC and ultimately your graphics card. It can get quite expensive, can't it, getting those latest and biggest graphics cards. I mean, what's the 1080 Ti now? It's about £800 just for the graphics card, maybe a bit less. That's a lot of money. Good to you if you've got one though. Fair play. Okay, so what we got here? SSDO. What we got here? Full res, half res, off. Okay. We'll try that one in game because I've got a funny feeling that shadow resolution, it's just they've worded it wrong or my UI is displaying it wrong. SSR, screen space reflections. We're on full res again, half res and off. Very taxing that is, so if you get trouble with your graphics card, try turning that down a bit. Is that all of them? Yeah, that's all of them. Right, okay, so we're all on max basically, which is quite good because like I say, my graphics card now is getting long in the tooth. It is quite an old card, it's just it was a powerful one in its day, still clearly is on certain games depending what you're running, Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, I don't know what we changed, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, back again. Oop, a bit slow there, we'll update him. Right, let's load into game, see what it looks like. Quickly enabled your MSI overlay there, so you'll be able to see everything from GPU temperature, which I'd ignore that, like I say, it's a very hot day, and it is an air-cooled system, it's not water-cooled. So yeah, pretty warm. But what the main one to look at there is your FPS. We have got Vsync running, don't forget, and also you want to be looking at your VRAM usage, so we can figure out what type of card this will really run at in the game. Your actual memory, your normal RAM, here we go at the bottom corner here, and obviously all your CPU cores, the load on them. Being an 8-core CPU, let's see if it spreads the load evenly. Got a funny feeling it will, so see how long it takes to load. This is on an SSD, bear in mind, so we'll go. We're not doing the game, we're just literally trying it, so here we go, normal difficulty. I'm not really bothered who I choose, to be honest. Choose the guy. Choose a lot of female protagonists over the years, so we'll go with the guy. Shouldn't take long, not on an SSD. I think the consoles take about 10 seconds to load this into game, so that's what I roughly timed it at. But obviously they're not running SSDs. Okay, do we get a display? Or are we still booked to high heaven?
Today is Monday, March 15,
oh dear.
2032.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, here we go. Yes, we do get a display. Thank God for that. I forgot the fact that he's asleep when you start the game. All good. Okay, so picks up his so-called comm system.
Hey, Morgan.
Big mobile phone.
Wake up. Burning daylight.
Right, so
Set the helicopter
yeah, we're
to
going to
pick
need
you
the
up.
invert.
Just a few tests. Don't forget
I
to
can't
wear
do
your
that.
suit.
That's horrible.
So,
Pull back to look up.
oh,
Not on a
listen,
first-person view. Let's try with mouse if it's any easier.
We're gonna shake things up, Morgan.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like old times.
Got lock frame rate there. No real problems. Taxiing area. Fine. Frame rate is perfectly steady. No problems at all. Okay, that's good. I haven't played this game much. I did a little bit on the consoles, so I don't know what I'm doing, in other words. You know, no idea. Padlocked. Need password. Well, the password will be on the desk somewhere. It's bound to be. My UI there is still messed up. Is that the password? If you guys have already played this, you'll be laughing at me right now. Yeah, thanks. Just what I always wanted. Box. Great. Yeah, okay, well, anyway, we're only testing this, so let's see what's what. Pick up. Why would I want a bundle of wires? Clearly want these things. Okay, so if we take Vsync off quickly, let's just see what the res tops out at. Sorry, the FPS tops out at. See if we can do it in game. Options, video, Vsync off. Apply is Alt. Okay. Okay, what we got then? 81, 82 frames per second. Wow. You got a bit of screen tear though, ain't you? Look at that. If I zag it around quickly. 88. Yeah, well above 60. Pretty sure we could run this much higher. Let's try 1440p with the refresh on. Bear in mind your console's running at 30 FPS, but this game being designed on here, like I was saying earlier, it is nice to run it at 60. It's very, very smooth. So we'll go video, turn it back on. We could go to the half, shadows and what have you. And let's go to a higher res. There we go. My fans are now going crazy, so I apologise if you can hear that. One of these days I'll build a water-cooled system. Confirm. Yeah, confirm. Ooh. There we go. The last water-cooled system I built leaked after a few months and destroyed half the computer, so that's why I'm sort of not a fan of it. That was through no fault of my building either. That was a component failure. The pump seals went and it carried on pumping. So spilled water all over everything and totally destroyed it. Hence, not a fan. Alright, well, ooh, okay, don't know what that is. What we got now then? 47 FPS. 45. Can we turn it on? Yeah, we can. Don't know why we'd want to. Blow ourselves up. What's this? Oh, let me sort this controller out, guys. Need to invert controller settings. Where are we? Need to invert. No, don't want to change difficulty. Crikey, I'm rubbish at this game. Back. Oh dear. Options. Here we go. Controller settings. Where's the invert bit? Not there. I remember seeing it. Invert mouse. Useful. Invert controller. Here we go. Off. Yes. Okay. Back. That's better. Now up is up. Okay, so yep, but great. Messed up big time. We got 47 FPS in this room, and that's obviously at 1440p. So if we go video, let's try something. Let's go 4K, or my equivalent of 4K, and we'll drop some settings after this, obviously, and try a few other resolutions. I'm just seeing if you can keep 30 frames per second or more at 4K. That's interesting. Let's see. Yes, do it. Okay, no crash. My MSI readout there is now very small. FPS 3334 at 4K. That's fine. There you go. So in this room initially, I mean, you gotta go outside and get some of the creatures and get some combat going to see if it drops much, but face value in this room, yeah, you can play above console settings with this spec PC at 4K and keep the FPS higher. So this is a very well optimized game. Like I say, some combat might knock you a couple of FPS off, but it's not going to really drop it below 30 looking at that. And that's with everything on very high. Okay, so VRAM usage is 3.8.5, so 3.8 gigabytes of VRAM being used at this setting. This is maxed out at 4K. Okay. Normal RAM, we got 10, nearly 11 gigabytes being used. However, I would imagine it'd extend your page file if you only had 8 gigabytes of RAM, so that shouldn't really affect. Let's look at shadow quality and texture qualities here. About as good as they get, isn't it? Right, let's try some realistic settings now, see if we can get this VRAM down. So if we can get it under 3.5 gigabyte VRAM to start with, we'll go back to 1080 and see what we're using. Video 1080, apply. Yes, keep that. Alright, so VRAM usage 3.6 gigabytes. Anybody with a GTX 970, that's going to cause you massive problems. It needs to be under 3.5. Anybody with a 3 gigabyte card of any manufacturer, you're going to need to obviously drop that down a bit. So let's see if we can get it under 3.5 to start with, and then under 3. Let's go see what we can do. Video, advanced. So, shadows is always your big hit, yeah? Let's try dropping down SSR, half res and shadows down to high. Let's try that. Apply. It's thinking about it. Okay, took a while. Reloads everything by the look of it. Okay, so we've dropped it down a notch. We have accomplished what we wanted to do. We're on a 3.2 to be safe, gigabytes of VRAM, 3.1, 3.2. So if you've got a GTX 970, you can easily do it. Still well above the console settings, which is nice. There's got to be some perks to PC gaming. Hey, with all the bugs and stuff, let's face it. Oh look, controller, cool. Is that the new PS5? Joke. Let's not joke. Oh, it could be a Scorpio. What do you think? Xbox Scorpio? Nah. Right. So now my next thing is to get this under 3 gigabytes of VRAM. Quite a lot of 3 gigabyte cards out there. GTX 1060, for example. You know, there's a nice 6 gigabyte one. There's also the 3. So see if we can get it under that. Video, advanced. We shall go. If we drop textures down, that should do it. So textures down to high. Apply that. A little pause there again when I tweak the textures. I keep thinking it's crashed, and it hasn't crashed. It's it's just reloading everything. Okay, if we can get this under 3 gigabytes of VRAM, we'll try some of the presets, you know, your very high, medium, low, etc. See what we turn out like. We are still above 3 gigabytes, so that's no good at all. Okay, let's go half res on that. Object quality high. Pause time. Maybe 3061. Still slightly busting it there, aren't we? Okay, so that's everything on high. You would have to drop something like textures to medium. Let's try some of the presets, see what the presets are running at. Options. Like I say, some combat and whatever, you might slow your FPS down a little bit, so bear that in mind. We're not in a combat situation at the moment. Video. Basic settings. So we want. So we've tried very high. We'll go high. Waiting for it to load here. It's obviously changing quite a lot. We'll have a quick look at every option that it's changed. So it's basically gone high on everything, still on 2TX there, and it's gone half res, which is pretty much what I tried, apart from it's gone for 8 times anisotropic filtering. Yeah, okay, so game wise, it looks, does it look much different? Not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. Your light casting's not quite there, is it? But other than that, Yeah, you like castings, not quite there. It's pretty good though, can't argue. Still still a good notch above the consoles there. Obviously your FPS will be very high. Alright, let's try medium, because that was 3.2.5 gigabytes of VRAM used on that setting. Video, and down to medium. See what we change now. Right, well initially while it's loading we're under or hovering around 3 gigabytes VRAM. Let's see, wait for it to load. Let's just have a quick look at what it's done. Everything down to medium, as you'd expect, 4 times. Oh, and we've dropped straight down to FXAA, so that's obviously, you know, quite a change there for your anti-aliasing. You might see some jaggies now. I'm completely off there. Okay, half res. Right, gonna see a difference now, guys. VRAM bizarrely high. Yeah, we've definitely taken a hit here. Textures are not what they were. It's looking a bit blurred. That's to be expected, don't get me wrong, it still plays completely smoothly. I'm just going to reload my MSI app. I've got a funny feeling it's not registering the VRAM correctly. I have to change into medium. So let's do that now. Oh, yes, it was registering the VRAM correctly. After a quick test there. So that's bizarre. Okay. Let's drop it down to a low. I've not actually looked at what the minimum and maximum settings are for this game, you know, recommended, so I'll have a quick look at that in a moment. We'll see. Oops, come here. Keep getting this wrong because of my wonderful menu. Right, video, we're on medium. Let's go low, see what it looks like. Gotta be under 3 gigabytes now. Yes, we are under 3 gigabytes. Not bad. You can spot the FXAA more than anything else. If you look at the bottom of the TV there, the jaggies when we move, that's quite nasty sawtooth effect. And on the counter edge there. That's mainly down to the FXAA though, rather than the texture quality. Texture quality obviously is your close up stuff looking a bit more bland, but again, you know, it's fine. Quick look at the fish tank reflections, not really suffered. Yeah, it's still a good looking game really. That's quite surprising at low. However, you are going to need a 3 gigabyte card to run this at 1080p, without a doubt. Okay, so let's drop this down now to Xbox One levels and see what's cracking off there. If we go... Right, if we go 900p, that one, and then we'll have to change everything up from there slightly. So, apply, confirm. Okay, so that's 900p on low. Oh, an immediate hit. The jaggies are terrible. It's not running native res anymore. Look at that. And we got pop in there. Look at the shadow under the TV. Oh, we got really bad pop in. But it is low settings, so you know you'd expect that. The shadows there, look under the telly, are literally popping in. You've got to be like a metre away before they pop in. And the stuff in the cupboard, look at the objects loading in. Bearing in mind this is on an SSD, so if you can avoid this low setting, definitely do it. It is not nice. So that's your 900p, and to give you an idea of what the Xbox One version looks like, Like I say, I'm not having a go at the Xbox. I do play on them. It's just interesting to compare stuff. We're gonna have to go high, medium, high. They're on 4 times that. Anti-aliasing is FXA8. They're on half res, and screen space reflections are also on half res. So that basically is the equivalent of Xbox One. See what it looks like. Wow, that paused for ages. That was a good sort of 6 or 7 second pause there. Wow. Just for reference, like I say, these are very hot graphics cards. This room is already 100 degrees and it's only mid-afternoon. It is not 100 degrees outside. It's about 70 degrees. So, this is your Xbox One spec. Ooh, no it's not. Okay, we might have found another bug. Oh my word. Yeah, that there's a problem there with that. You guys might not want to copy what I've just done. Look at that. That is... wow. There you go, there's PC gaming, guys, at its best. This is when you know you're part of the elite. And this is why sometimes you just give up and buy it on console. However, we've had to do some pretty drastic changes to get it to do this mess. It clearly didn't like being adjusted to Xbox One settings. Very interesting, shall we say. Okay, let's get back to normality. Video. So, I wonder at 720p if we can get this VRAM usage down. Won't really go any lower. What's the lowest it goes? Let's have a look. 800 by 600. Ugh. 720p for a 16:9 monitor. You don't want to drop below that. Anything below that, it's time to upgrade if you go below that. So we'll also drop down. Yes, apply. Confirm. We're just going to see if we can get this down to 2GB VRAM, just so we can see the maximum amount of people can play it. So if we go, oops, no, gosh, let me get this right. There we go. Let's go to low. It's going to have to load again. Okay, this is the lowest really you want to be going. No, you're not going to get under the 2GB VRAM, no chance. Your jaggies now are everywhere. You're on a very low res. That is terrible. You don't want to run the game at that, to be fair, unless you can really help it. If you've got no choice, then fair enough, you can play the game. Highly recommend an upgrade though, to be fair. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. If you look at the wall, the jaggies along there, look. The textures, they're all blurry on the pole. Okay, so let's do one more tweak. The sweet spot. You could play it at a locked 30 in 4K if you've got this sort of spec PC. But say you wanted 60 frames per second, absolutely rock solid locked. Let's see if we can get that. Video. Ugh. So say we wanted 1440p at a locked 60 frames per second. What will it take to get that? There we go, 1440p. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot more pixels, guys. You know, it's not just a few more from 1080. We're talking a lot more pixels. So we'll do that. And we go straight up to very high. Shall we do custom? We'll do custom. Ooh. Confirm. Yes. Confirm. Okay. Now, because you're downsampling, if you've got a 1080p display, you shouldn't really need to worry too much about anti-aliasing. So we'll go all the way off with this. Free up a little bit of GPU resource. We'll go half on the SSR and SSDOs, and we'll leave everything else. Okay. Looking already like this is going to be sort of 50 FPS. If you got a little bit newer card or a little bit more powerful card, you could probably hit 60. Quite interested to try the RX 580, which is as you probably know, a slightly upgraded, up-clocked as it were, RX 480. Okay, so the downsampling has worked. It's cleaned up the jaggies, but they are still evident. They're not completely gone. So you'd need to go higher res to eliminate them. And we're not running at 60, we're running at about 50 frames per second. So, to get you locked 60 without compromising everything from very high, we're going to have to go 1080p. Or you could drop some stuff down to sort of medium and high on 1440p and accomplish it that way. Right. Apply. Confirm. Yeah, oh, bit of a glitch there, loading in. You might notice there my GPU temp is currently on 80 degrees C. So it's pretty warm. Pretty warm. Still got a couple of dips happening on the FPS there. One more go. You got to bear in mind you are doubling the frame rate of the console, so it's no easy feat to do that. That is a lot of instructions going through the GPU. Advanced. We need anti-aliasing on at 1080p without a doubt. Yep, no problem there. If you go high on everything, I'm glad I installed this on an SSD. Okay. So we've upped our anti-aliasing to the max. So if we're going to look at that skirting board edge, yeah, that's better. Jaggy's now minimal. Not much pixel crawl either. Pixel crawl being the little dots you can see shimmering on the edges of straight edges. And it's where two surfaces meet, two textures meet normally. It's pretty much eliminated. Very clean looking picture now. No problem at all there. Yeah, all good. 60 FPS, near as damn it. 1 or 2 frames up and down, nothing major. Little stutter there as it loads in some of the assets, but probably didn't expect me to come back in the room. You'd normally just leave the room straight away. So yeah. Seems good. Still haven't figured out how this password works. Don't think I'm going to, am I? Oh, hang on. Oh, right, okay. This UI is very messed up. Very messed up. Use is R. Okay. We've read these already, I believe. Yeah, can't do it with them. Very messed up. I know there's a safe in this room. I think it's behind the TV or something, as I remember hearing. There's a couple of safes in the room. Check that out. Very designer. But anyway, I do digress. If you have any questions regarding this game or any other game for that matter, please drop them below in the comments to me. If you've got any game requests you'd like to see me cover, that's not a problem either. Just drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to go through it all like I have done with this game. On your way out, if you click like, think about subscribing. I try and do daily videos, whether it be these sort of semi-technical ones or gameplay or reviews of hardware, software, etc. But yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.